Hey guys, what's up? When last we met, I was emptying combines, and I'm still doing that. So it looks like we have two combines, 100% full. This guy's alright, he's only at 78, but he'll be full soon enough. So let's run over there. Now in the last video, I was contemplating... you know what, let me just 180 here and empty this dude too, because he's going to be filled up in like 3 seconds. Stop, dude, stop, don't turn, just stop. Let me just empty your stuff. Yeah, phrasing. Yeah, so I was debating on actually filming. Hurry up, dude. 3, 2, 1, there we go. I was debating on actually filming all of this or just and speeding it up later, or whether just, you know, cut it, do it myself, don't film it, cut it, the field's magically or instantaneously harvested and we have all that money. I don't know what to do. Obviously right now I'm filming this, so yeah, as it goes right now, I guess I'm gonna film it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna film it, and then later when I'm doing the editing and in post and stuff like that, I will speed it up and see if I like it. See if I can find some, like, you know, super quick music to go with it or something that fits. I don't know. And if it looks good, I'll speed it up. If it doesn't, you know, I'll just keep it in. I don't know. Seeing as right now, there's not really a lot of feedback I'm getting from anybody because I've just started. So I don't really know if people want to see this stuff or not. But I'm going to record it. Seriously though, if anybody actually is watching this, and when I'm recording this, by the way, if somebody's watching this like a year or two down the road after I've been doing Let's Plays, I'm brand new. At this point, I am brand new. I've filmed, what, 3, 4 episodes of this, 5 episodes of Farming Sim, and I filmed... Damn, that guy fills up fast. Well, they all do, but... These combines, just, their hoppers are so small, it's ridiculous. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if somehow you watch this like 2 years down the road after I've been doing Let's Plays, this is like my 6th Let's Play I filmed. Well, 5th or 6th Farming Simulator Let's Play I filmed. I filmed a couple of Far Cry 3 Let's Plays with my brother. I've gone through Far Cry 3, 4 times? 2, 3 times? Yeah, I think 3 times. I think it's awesome. If it's like 2 years down the road and you're watching this, there you go. I'm talking about Far Cry 3, so that'll give you an indication of how old this video might be. And we're 100% full, 21,000 liters of barley. So we're just going to go ahead and empty this guy. How are we doing on gas? 71 liters. What is that, 2/3 of a tank, I'd say? About 2/3 of a tank, 60%-ish. And when I last checked, barley was a crap price, and I'm not really sure if that's a crap price, or it says it's down or it's going down, so I'm still not actually going to sell that off. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I don't want to do all this work and then just sell it off at, like, you know, some cheap ass chump change price. Make that phone go away. Go away, phone. And we got 2 of these guys sitting there going, come on, man, empty us out. I don't know. Now all 3 of them are in the red. We're going as quick as we can, dudes. We're going as quick as we can. Soon enough, we'll be in the big-ass semis with the 61,000 liter trailers. I wish you could, what's the term? Piggyback them? No, not piggyback. Tandem? Tandem? You know what I mean, when they run like 2 trailers on a semi in a row. I know there's a term for it. That would be cool. and we get the lizard truck going, eventually we will. Where is it? It's under miscellaneous. This guy right here, 135 grand for this, but it's got a speed of like 60 miles an hour. It's pretty cool. Well, in the game it does anyways. And then these guys right here, 61,000 liters. So that's what, like double what we can hold right now. We're using this 3 times. Pretty much 3 times what we can hold right now. Might as well save while I'm here. Yeah, so that's a lot. Eventually we'll work our way up to the big-ass case combines. But if my memory serves, they're 400,000 for one combine and one of the big headers. And that would be this guy right here. Where am I going? Harvesters. I thought they used to call them combines. It's the same thing. So either the standard wheel, you know, 2 front wheels, well, 4 front wheels, 4 rear wheels, I think. Axial flow 9230 for 330, or for another 5,000, you can go with the front ends being track, like tank track style, quad track they call it. I don't think there's any difference whatsoever in. No, it doesn't look like it. Other than this costs five more dollars a day to run, 5,000 more to buy, and it just looks, but it looks a little different. But I don't think it actually does anything different. I don't know. But if you buy one of these guys, it's 330, and then if you want one of the big cutters, yeah, so you're $402,000 for this that does 13.7 meters, and is that right? 402,000? I think so. And 330 for this guy right here. So 402 grand we need. And these guys are screaming at me over here. 402 grand for one of those. And usually by the time we move up to that field over there, I'm hoping to have 2 of those guys. Well, with any luck anyways. With any luck and planning and a lot of work and time put into this. So, I don't know where this is supposed to be based, if it's like a fictional. Well, it was Giants. Isn't it German? I think this game is made in Germany. It's awesome. But I think it was made in Germany. I think it's a European. Well, I know it's a European company. I think it's Germany. So, I've heard that this is kind of like a European look on what an American you know, kind of farming town would be like. Massive fields, you know, the big red barns, all the big equipment obviously that goes hand in hand with the massive fields. I don't know if they base this off any particular area of the US. With the mountains around, I would guess it's like, I don't know, Colorado-ish. Nebraska. Are there mountains in Nebraska? I don't know. I'm not from that area of the world. I thought I know Nebraska is supposed to be really, it's like a big farming state, but I don't know if it has any views of mountains or anything like that. Maybe it's based on like Colorado and Oregon, Washington State. I don't know. Probably a couple of them pieced together. So this guy looks like he's got a lot left to do. Driving on the crop, I know, sorry. These guys are closing the gap. So I think what I'm going to do is let this guy right here, I'm going to take over. I'm going to take over his combine. I'm going to commandeer it for a moment here. I'm going to let him finish this row, and I'm going to fire the dude. He's at 81% anyways. And I'm going to drive him off, and I'm going to have him pick up over here. Because that guy down there can finish that row. He's only got like 1 or 2, well, maybe 3 or 4 passes. But there's definitely more than 3 passes if we only had this one guy doing it. So he's going to do that. I'm going to jump out, and I'm going to head back to this tractor. It looks like they've missed a lot of just little remnants of the barley here, but that's cool. They normally miss some, but they don't normally miss that much. At least not on my files. Not a big deal, though. It's probably literally only dollars worth. So we'll drive beside him. For anybody that might not know, if you pull up beside a combine and press the 4 key on your keyboard, you will automatically drive at the proper speed. They call it the harvest speed, and it's the same match speed as what a combine does. It's actually a tiny... Is it faster or slower? You're actually a tiny bit slower, I believe. Some of the all the combines are different. Some of them will go at 1 speed. Yeah, I know, it's done. These two guys need to be unloaded. Some combines travel, I think, like a mile an hour faster or slower than other ones. So if you're trying to match their speed and you're driving with them for an entire row, and it's like you're on a massive field, it's a big row, eventually, sometimes the combine can overshoot your trailer if you just leave it on the number 4 key, like auto speed. And sometimes your trailer will actually drive faster than what they can do. I know that when I was running the case combines that I just talked about, and I was doing the auto speed, the 4 key speed, the harvest speed, they call it, and I was in the lizard truck, like the semi truck with the 61,000 liter trailer, if you left it for, I don't know, if you left it on the harvester auto speed for any more than about 15 seconds, 10 seconds ish, give or take a few seconds, he would actually outrun the combine. He'd go faster than the combine, even when he's supposed to be at the perfect match speed, which really wasn't. I bet what they did is when they made the game, well, I'm assuming here, I don't know what the hell they did, because what do I know, but I would assume that when they made the game, pretty much all the harvesters in the original version of Farming Simulator 2013 probably all traveled at the same speed. Who needs the empty? Is it this dude? Yeah. I imagine that all the combines traveled at the same speed, and then maybe when they did the American add-on, the Titanium add-on or whatever, and they added some of the new combines, maybe they increased them a mile or 2 an hour, or they decreased them 1 or 2 miles an hour in terms of speed, and they didn't adjust the actual speed of the 4 key. I don't know how much is involved in that, like on a developer level, but I know I really enjoy a lot of the games from a lot of the European game developers. So many of the simulator games are developed by European and any Asian? I don't know. I think they're mostly European. Train Simulator. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure Train Simulator is a European developer. That's, was it Railworks? Am I thinking of somebody else? This is a European developer. Eurotruck is a European developer. I cannot remember the name of them right now, and I know it so well. They're a European developer. I know Flight Simulator is... Well, I don't know. I thought it was done by Microsoft. I don't know if it's done by like a European or Asian version or a division of Microsoft or what, but my point to this is that a lot of the simulators are done by European companies, and as far as I'm concerned, they're done very well. Of course, there's always improvements that everybody wants in this simulator or that simulator, but I myself enjoy a lot of the games that are put out by these companies. And the indie scene is coming around big time right now. There are just some phenomenal games being produced. One, I'd like to do a Let's Play of it, but I don't really want to do... I know it would be ideal, but I don't really want to do a blind Let's Play, meaning a Let's Play that I've never actually, you know, gone through the game. I want to go through it at least once, is what I'm trying to say. And a lot of guys are doing it right now, and it's called Outlast. It's a horror game. A horror game. I've been told that I say the word horror a little quickly, and, you know, it sounds like I'm saying horror all the time. I love horror movies, you know, horror movies. What? Yeah, horror movies. Yeah, dude, that's great. That's kind of personal, though. What? Why? You love horror movies. No, horror movies. Yeah, that's what I said. No. What was I saying? Yeah, anyways, it's called Outlast, and for anybody that might not know, it was done by a small indie development studio. I don't know where they're based, so I'm not even going to say where I think they're based, but I believe most of them came from Ubisoft Montreal, and they were ex-developers. I know several of them were from Ubisoft Montreal. Other ones were from Eidos Montreal. So they're all pretty much from the Montreal game scene in terms of developers. Yeah, you stop and empty this. And they made this game called Outlast. It's a horror game, and basically the premise is, and that trailer's full, let's go empty this. Basically the premise is that I think you're a journalist for a paper or whatnot. Maybe you're freelance. It doesn't really matter. The point is that you're some type of journalist, and you go to investigate something, obviously. And it's located in, I don't know if it's an abandoned mental hospital, or if it's some type of mental hospital. I don't know if it's actually abandoned, or if just something has happened to it. But you go in there, and you find out that there's actually still residents in the hospital, inmates. Not necessarily paranormal or anything like that. Like, they are, like, physical. It's not like, I don't know, I haven't played the game, so maybe it does have paranormal aspects to it, ghosts or demons or whatever, but as far as I know, they're all, like, you know, actually worldly physical beings, if that makes any sense. I don't think I've ever said worldly physical beings in my life. Wow. But you go in there, and you've got your video camera with you, and, you know, classic, if you've ever seen movies based in mental institutions, like horror-based movies in mental institutions, like House on Haunted Hill or whatnot, most of them kind of have the same idea of the same cliche thing that always happens. The power always goes out, and you're left in the dark, and same thing happens, right? So the power's out, and in a lot of places, in some places you can see there are lights and electricity, but in a large majority of it, the power is out. So what you do is you've got this video camera that has night vision mode, and you use that night vision mode. So if the power's out, it's completely dark. It's totally pitch black, and you can't see anything. And it's a pretty freaky environment, as you would imagine. And if you turn on this night vision mode on the camera, you can see everything's obviously, you know, green in the classic night vision mode. But from what I have seen, I've seen a couple Let's Plays on it, and I've played it a little bit myself. I do have the game. And from what I've seen so far, it's done absolutely, it's just incredible, like, how it actually looks. It's probably the most realistic night vision I've ever seen. And I've used cameras with night vision before, and you know, they do it all in they do night vision. You always see night vision in, like, you know, the FPS military stuff, like night vision goggles and the Call of Duties and everything. And don't get me wrong, they're all great and fantastic, but everything is just usually so clear and crisp, and you can see everything. And maybe it is so with military grade, you know, night vision as of 2013, 2012, really, when the last game was made. I don't know, but if you are able to afford a camera or use technology like video technology with night vision built in for recording purposes, and I have had access to that in the past, you don't get it as clear as what the military-based stuff is. And I don't even think in these games like Call of Duty, I'd really be surprised if military night vision is as clear as they portrayed in that. In Outlast, though, it is just perfect. It's like 100% match to the equipment that I've used with night vision. Mind you, like I said, it is just recording equipment. It's like documentary style video cameras and whatnot. It's not military grade by any means, but it's very, very, very accurate to the stuff I've used. So I was really impressed with that. And you know, just the general effects, the post-production effects, motion blur, and everything involved in the game. It's good. That's another indie title. I think you can get that really cheap. It's like $10 on Steam. Well, it was $10 around Halloween. I don't know if you can still get it for that cheap. Apparently it's coming to the PS4. But yeah, it's an indie game. And another indie game, I haven't bought it yet, but another one that looks really cool for anybody that's played a wide variety of games is called, is it the Stanley Parable? Something like that. And it's not your traditional game where there's a finite start, finite ending. Apparently there's a lot of different endings and outcomes and things that can happen in the game. I saw some footage on that from a couple Let's Players, and that looked very, very good too. So we're just emptying this guy here. So this field is pretty much done. That combine over there is on the last run. And I think, no, I don't think this guy behind us isn't. This isn't going to be the last run for him. But this guy that we're emptying right here, he's just going to do a quick turnaround. And both of these guys will probably end up smacking into each other. Or they won't smack into each other, but they'll get stopped by each other. So let's just finish off this field. And then I think we'll go ahead and end the video there. Yeah, these two guys are going to knock heads. We'll come beside this guy. Oh, he's full. So that was pretty quick. I think we went through that entire field in about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. The little counter here that I'm looking at where I record my audio says we're about 21 minutes and 5 seconds so far. So that's not bad. We ripped up this field. I would say, yeah, see, these two guys are stopped. So let's fire the worker and back this guy out. Give this guy a little room. And there, it's just the tiniest little bit. We can actually manually cut this ourselves. So I'm going to turn the header on and just go into, press B to turn that, the machine on. And I'll just press 4 to cut it. Actually, we don't need to press 4. I think we can go with 3. We should be able to go a little quicker than that. If we get a giant message pop up saying you're going too fast, then we know. But we are, look at the hill, the incline we're on, so I don't see us getting up to that speed. And I'll just manually clean up a little bit of this crap that they left. I don't do this every time, but there was a lot of it on this one. Yeah, we're going a little too quick. Because, see, we were on even ground there. So we picked up speed. Going up a hill, even at full throttle, you'd never have to worry about that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave this guy's pipe out. 97% in the hopper right now, so that's cool. We'll have a whole other load from this guy's combine. Yeah, I should stop that, shouldn't I? We'll park him there. And this guy's done, 60%. What we'll do is, I think I'm just going to park him over here. We'll put the pipe out because I'm going to come around with the truck and empty all these guys. I just want them clean and off the field. And I tell you what, I'm just going to drive up to this guy. I think this guy only has 15% in his hopper. But let's just extend this out and get him off the field because I'm going to bring the other, the cultivator and the seeder over. We don't have enough money this time around to buy another. Or do we? Let's just see, just for kicks, how much another cultivator is. So it's going to be a while before we get that 155 to put into the big guy. So I think on a cultivation end, and you will need this if you plan on doing beets, potatoes, or corn. Because this guy, this seeder that I really want to get, a sower, you notice he doesn't do corn, beets, or potatoes. Beets and potatoes each have their own, well, I should say beets have their own sowing machine, seeding machine, and corn and potatoes can be sown by the same machine. But the point is if you're doing any one of those, you need a separate machine, unless you're doing beets and unless you're doing potatoes and corn, you only need one. If you're doing beets, you're going to need an entire machine just for beets. I don't know if that's the way it works in real life, but it's kind of a pain. Is it potatoes? I don't... Now I'm confused. Now I'm second-guessing myself. It's this guy. No, I'm sorry. It's for sowing maize and sugar beets. Isn't that corn? Yeah, so it's corn and sugar beets. If you want to do potatoes, you need a completely independent seeder. And that's usually why I do corn and sugar beets. And when it comes to whether you're doing potatoes or sugar beets, I know you can do both, but that's a lot of money and gear. I usually choose the sugar beets just basically because of this guy. In the end, I don't think it makes any difference. I think you pretty much break even price-wise, you know, when you actually go to sell them and everything. But we're looking back at the cultivator. That's what I wanted to see. So if you are going to do corn, sugar beets, or potatoes, you can't use the seeder that does the cultivating and everything all in the one shot. So either way, we're going to need a cultivator, because I do plan on doing those later. And if you want the widest one, I think it's the Vogel and Newt Terratop 800, 7.8 meters. And yeah, you need a bigger... You know what? You can pull it with the guy. It says you don't. It says you need like an Agriton X720, which is like a $300,000 tractor. It's like 280 grand, I believe. Or they recommend the Case IA Steger or Quad Track, which is, again, I think 300 grand. It's pretty big money. What did they say? The 720? So 271 grand. This is one of the tractors they recommend. 271 grand and 300 a day. Or you can go with this guy, 670 horsepower. You're looking at 360 grand, 360 grand, same price. I'm telling you right now, this brewer for 65,000 will haul this guy no problem. 7.8 meters. They recommend the 720. Is it better to use these? Yeah, you're gonna get faster towing capability, faster pulling capability to tow it around if you need to move it around. But in terms of doing the actual job, unless you were trying to drive up a field that had like a 30-degree incline or a 40-degree incline, you're gonna be fine with this. And by the time we get fields that might be really hilly, chances are we're going to have the money to invest in a lot larger tractor anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. But this guy is... I don't know why. This guy's so much more money. 72 grand. It does 6 meters. 7.8 meters for 57. I don't know. I don't understand why this one's so much more money. But, and it doesn't, I don't know. I don't see what it does that this doesn't do, but maybe I need to read about it more. I don't know. Point is $57,000 is what it would be to pick up that cultivator, and we're sitting at 12. So we're way away from that. So what I'm going to do here is empty out all 3 of these hoppers. This guy's only got 15%, and then I'm going to call the video there. We'll figure out what we're doing in the next video. So that's that. That is a big barn. I wish you could use that, like park vehicles in, or do something other than just be there as scenery. So yeah, I'll just leave these 2 combines there, and I'll leave that one up over there. Pretty much they're just going to stay there until the next time they're needed, because what's the point? Now this time around, we don't have a grain trailer. As a grain trailer? What do they call it? Oh, it's this guy here I'm thinking of. It's not a grain trailer. A loading wagon. 90 grand for the smallest loading wagon, and usually if I'm spending 90 grand, I'll just save the extra 30,000 and buy the big guy. 120 grand. We don't have this, of course, and we don't have one of these balers. So the square baler is 120 grand, and the big trailer is basically 120 grand. If we had either one of those, we'd be able to utilize all the, what do they call them? They're kind of like corn rows. I guess they're not corn rows because it's not corn. But we'd be able to utilize these rows of, you know, the remnants that's put out by the combine when it chops the barley. And if we had the baler, we'd bale them all up into square bales, and we could use that in cow production, in dairy farming and everything. And if we had the proper trailer to pick them up, the loading wagon or whatever they call it. There, we got 62% full. I'll just drop this off real quick. If we had the loading wagon, we'd be able to pick this up. We'd still be able to use it in dairy farming, just for something a little bit different. Or, I don't know, you can't turn this into silage, right? Is it? It's corn. Silage is either corn, like chaff, chopped up corn, or I think it's grass or hay or tethered, turned over grass, something like that. I forget. I know how to do it. I don't remember the specifics of the naming. So we'll go ahead and empty this guy. let's see what we've got in the silos right now. 58,000, 60, almost 60,000 liters of barley, 12,000 of wheat. What I'm thinking is maybe for the next video, our wheat prices are up. I don't know how much. 593 at the train station. 576, 514, 570, 593. So for the next video, I think what I'm going to do is do a couple quick runs to the train station and see if we can make a little bit more money, more than the 12 grand that we have. But other than that, I'll end it here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Talk to you later.